Hi guys, my name is Shane Perkis, and this is my presentation on the dark side of Bitcoin. I'm a teacher candidate at Azusa Pacific University, and if you guys are a teacher, student, parent, or just anybody else interested in Bitcoin, I look forward to telling you more about it. First of all, what is Bitcoin? Bitcoin is an application that lets you exchange money, making transactions in a different way than we would usually be doing with dollars or credit cards, debit cards, checks, and other things. It is a means of anonymous purchasing. That is how it's different from what we already do, where we have our identity linked to all of our transactions. This is a way that we can make transactions without having our identity linked to them, but it will have our Bitcoin address linked to them. Another important point is to state that Bitcoin is still in development. It's only 10 years old at this point. It was started in 2009, so much of it is still in development. The regulations, laws, and other things with it are still in development. Bitcoin has a public ledger of transactions. So all transactions that go about with Bitcoin are recorded on their public ledger in the blockchain so that everybody can see the balance of all the Bitcoin addresses that are involved in the transactions. And something important to note is that with it being anonymous, it can open itself to criminal activity. And the fact that it is so young and new, it is volatile in the value that it has. The value has seen to skyrocket at times and can hit lows at different times, especially since it is something that is more popular to be traded rather than used for purchasing. Value can wax and wane based on different things. Bitcoin is an online wallet. The Bitcoin wallet is either in the cloud or on a computer for each user. The Bitcoin wallet is password protected, and there are other protections that you will have to use to ensure that whichever way you use your Bitcoin wallet, that it is protected. The balance is visible, as I stated before, through your Bitcoin address on the public ledger. Whenever a transaction is made, it is available for all to see what the balances are of those two Bitcoin addresses. But again, as I said, the Bitcoin addresses keep the user anonymous. So although the address or ID of the Bitcoin wallet has an ID, it does not say who the actual person is. And another thing that is important to note of the Bitcoin wallet is that it's not insured by the FDIC. So if anything were to happen with your Bitcoin funds, it's not insured by any kind of government organization. And this opens it up to a lot of criminal use. The main thing that happens using Bitcoin is buying and selling of illegal products. That includes guns, drugs, illegal pills. A lot of black market illicit materials are exchanged with Bitcoin use. And through that, the criminals that are involved hide their gains because the law enforcement cannot tell who the individual is that is purchasing or selling their products. The criminals involved in Bitcoin have also used it to steal large quantity of value in Bitcoins. And from a report through CipherTrace just a year ago, it stated that criminals had stolen up to $1 billion in U.S. tender through Bitcoin. There was another important thing that was stated by CipherTrace was this study that they did showing the anti-money laundering laws that are starting to be put out by countries. Those that have strong anti-money laundering laws in the green show the amount of criminal Bitcoin received by exchanges through those that green bar. And then the countries with weak anti-money laundering laws in the red show you just how many criminal Bitcoins were received through their exchanges there. 97% of the criminal Bitcoin received were in countries that either were unregulated or had very weak anti-money laundering laws. Another point to note is the US dollar tether. The US dollar tether is something that was created to act as the actual US dollar. It was a blockchain that they were trying to make so that it was okay to be used as a US dollar would. The difference is that it's not backed by anything. They do state that there was a tether limit claim to how many dollars they had in reserve to back their US dollar tether. But the US dollar tether generated millions and millions every day that it started. And Tether never released an audit on how many dollars they actually had in reserve. So with Bitcoin, it's important that you protect yourself. If your wallet is on your computer, you need to have an antivirus program because viruses have been known to actually just wipe out complete Bitcoin wallets. And again, since it's not backed by FDIC, they can't help you in recovering any of that. If your wallet's in the cloud, servers have been hacked for all different kinds of things in the cloud, and companies have made off with everybody's money through the cloud. To make sure in your Bitcoin wallet you protect it with a password. They are password protected. You want to make sure that you use a strong password, not something easy that somebody could easily guess or type in based off of other passwords that you use from other things on your computer or phones. You want to make sure you only use your Bitcoin address once and that you don't just continue to use it and let other people know. You need to be very, very careful in how you use your Bitcoin, and that you never store any money through Bitcoin that you can't afford to lose because it is such a volatile thing. Here are my references. Thank you guys for watching my presentation.